Hi everybody, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am sharing with you a card I have created for Whimsy stamps. I am using one of Dustin Pike's stamps today. This is Dragon Begging. I'm also going to be pulling in a few other Whimsy stamps, so we'll get to see those throughout the video. I have already got him printed out onto some Express-It blending card, and I ran him through my Sizzix Big Shot using a stitch circle die. So as you can see, I'm colouring him up using Copic markers. I will have all of the Copic markers that I've used listed over on my blog, so there'll be links below the video to head over to the blog post. I decided to go with a blue and yellow theme for him today. You guys know me, I usually go hunting for the papers after I've coloured an image up. I know other people do it the other way around, but do you know what? It's fun to go and find papers to match what I've already coloured, so that's what I enjoy doing. So I'm working my way through. The blues that I'm using is B02, B04 and B16. So I laid down my lightest colour first and then I work from darkest to lightest. So I'm just going back in now with the lightest colour and I'm just blending all of that out. When I'm colouring with Copics, I try to go section by section. That way my cardstock that I'm colouring on is still nice and moist, and that makes it a little bit easier for those Copic markers to blend together. Obviously it is very much about making sure that you're using blending cardstock. I know that there's a few different ones around. The one that I use is the Express-It blending card. This is made specifically for Copic markers, and that's what allows you to get that nice blend. So we're just finishing up his gorgeous little body, and then we're going to start working on the yellow area. Just fixing up a few little areas that I did miss there, and then going back in and blending it all out. So now with the yellows, I'm using Y11 and Y18. And I'm also going to be bringing in some YG just to do his nails. I thought that would be cute just to change it up a little bit, but not too much. So this is the YG 23. Adding in some N3 and Zero Color Splendor in his eyes and then grounding him with the same. And then I'm going back in with my Zero Color Splendor along his tail and just adding in some extra little dotted detail. This is where the Colorless Blender comes in handy. I love it for things like this. Just adding in extra little details, because obviously it pushes that color out and that's what creates that dotted detail in his tail. You can see it a little bit better in photos. But here's some photos of the Copics that I used, laid out on my desk. And now we're going to begin putting the card together. So I printed some digital papers from Whimsy stamps. So that one that I just showed you on my computer screen there is the Dino Friends. It had a few blues and yellows in it which matched my card, so I thought it would be great to colour match it all up. I've got some cardstocks from Papercraft and American Crafts, and I printed all my papers at 12.5 by 12.5 centimetres. I'm in Australia, I go by centimetres. And then I just trimmed them down, knowing that that's the biggest size that I would use if I was to use a full sheet. And I'm also pulling in a sentiment. These sentiments are the birthday wishes sentiments. And I'm just trimming down the hooray, it's your birthday. I'm just trimming it down using my Tim Holtz guillotine. I did cut it down first on my Caterpillar Pro, but when I'm doing really fiddly bits, I prefer to use my guillotine. And bannering it up using my EK Cutter Bee scissors. I like to work out my layout before I start adhering everything. And I just wanted to add a balloon in behind the sentiment. So I didn't have any Whimsy ones, so I'm using a My Favorite Things balloon die. I was going to cut two, but I end up only cutting one. And we're just doing that now, just to the side. Just give me a moment while I finish that. And I will use that pattern paper later, so don't think it's going to get wasted, because it won't. I'm using my glue dots. This is the Advanced Strength, and I just added one dot behind the balloon and added the tail on. And then I'm just using some EK Success foam. I will link up a few different brands because I know not everybody can get that in where they are. I do adhere this to my card, but I've literally just stuck it to the image. I didn't push it down anywhere else to make sure that it didn't stick anywhere. I just wanted to kind of work out exactly my placement of where I was going to put everything, and that was the best way for me to do it. So see how I only pushed on that little tiny bit of area there. Now I'm going in with my Glue Dots Advanced Strength, just because I had it there on my desk from doing the balloon. So I use that to adhere everything down. It's so sticky. It kept sticking to my hands. So just adding all of those little rectangle layers down that I printed out as well. I knew I was only going to use small pieces of those, so it used up just the side of that white copy paper so that I didn't waste too much. I printed the patterned papers onto just copy paper, as I said. It doesn't need to be done on expensive paper. It's a really good printer, and you won't even notice. So this is my card pretty much done. I'm just now going to adhere it to a Kucha Creations card base, and it will be pretty much done. I do decorate the inside of the card, but I didn't turn my camera back on, so I do apologize. And that is him all complete. I'm just going to go in with a Uniball white gel pen. It didn't work for some reason, so I'm just going in and coating it with my Wink of Stella. It didn't need the white gel pen after all, so I was happy. So here is the completed card. It was still wet at the time of doing these photos, so that's why the balloon looks a bit yucky, but it did dry and it was perfect when it was dried. So here you can see all the layers. Here's all the Copic markers again that I did use, the beautiful little image, the digital papers, and finally the sentiment set. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It is a 7-minute video, so it wasn't too long for you today. And don't forget to check out the Whimsy shop, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!